Grace. Basic Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nanda Kota Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Ramzi Gol Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Chamakund Radha Kundi Giri Govardhana ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Mayapur Dham ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham ki Jai. Jamuna Maya ki Jai. Ganga Maya ki Jai. Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Samaleta Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Transcendental Bhakti Tradition ki Jai. ISKCON Ireland ki Jai. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga.
उपासक लक्ष्मीपति नरसिंह देव भगवान की, भक्त शिरोमणि भक्त राशि प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की हरि बोल।
श्री पंचमी की जय। प्रशांत प्रभु पता नहीं आरती कौन मैं करूँ? नहीं
अनुराधा माता जी बताएंगे कौन करेगा। श्री तुलसी महारानी की
जय।
वृंदाय तुलसी देवे प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्ताय नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्ताय नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देवे प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्ताय नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्ताय नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देवे प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति सत्यदेवी प्रत्यवत्ताय नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्ताय नमो नमः।
वास्तदानी वृंद देवी श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय। प्रभु जी ऑल्टर ओपन कीजिए। एक मिनट प्रभु हाँ प्रभु जाते हैं। नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी वृंदाय तुलसी दिव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी दिव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी दिव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी दिव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी दिव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
वृंदाय तुलसी दिव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णुभक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः।
कृष्ण भक्त प्रदायिनी वृंदे देवी श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय।
श्री पंचतत्व की जय, श्री गौरनिताई की जय। तुलसी महारानी जी की जय।
अभी ब्रो दिस साइड ऐसा फोटो करके ना
ठीक है, आज ऐसे ही कर लेते हैं।
सामने
प्रभुपाद जाएंगे। हाँ,
इधर इस साइड घुमा नहीं सही है। अच्छा अंकल की साइड
तो उधर होना चाहिए।
हाँ
जय श्री प्रभुपाद की
जय।
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद
वृंदावन की जय। नाम ओम विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भागवते वेदांता स्वामी
Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivajikacharya Stokana Santashi Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nandakota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Vemsika Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Chamakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jamuna Maya Ki Ganga Maya Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Yogi Ki Priyatma Danga Tanzana Christian Ki ISKCON Ireland Ki Lord Premanande, glories to the assembled devotees, glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru Gora.
Shri Chaitanya Siksashtakam ki
Jai.
Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamahadavagni Nirvapanam Shrirachandravitaram Vidyadhatu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivarthanam Pratipadam Purnamritaswadanam Sarvatma Sapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bhavakari Sarva Shakti तत्कार्पिता नियमितः स्मरणेन कालः एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमिच्छं विहाजनीनानुरागः तृणादपि सुनीचेन तरोरपि सहीष्णुना अमानिनामानिदेन कीर्तनीया सदा हरि न धनं न चलं न सुन्दरं कवितां वा जगदीशकामे मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिर्हेतुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुजा किङ्करं पतितां मां विश्वे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कज स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं ददश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदयाया पुलकैर्निचितं वपुकदा तव नामग्रहणे भविष्यति युगायितं विनेशेन चक्षुषा प्राणिष्ठायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्दविरहेण मे आश्लिष्य वा पाद्रतां तिनष्टु माम् आदर्शनां वर्महतां करोतु वा यथा तथा विधातुलं पटो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु सदैव नापरा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. 10 offenses is the name of the holy name. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy names of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the names of the Lord Vishnu. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in persons to the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as productive activities. Karma. 9. To instruct the faithless person about the glories of the holy name. At 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna. Let us offer
our respectful faces unto all the Vaishnava devotees in the world. But just like the desire to fulfill the desires of everyone, and are full of compassion for all the fallen conditioned souls.
Hare Krishna. So now we chant for until 7:30 and then we have Bhagavatam class, praise Mahaprabhu. And then Prashad. Hare
Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Ram. Ram Hare
क्या हटाओ थला हैला हटाओ थला फ्रेम में रहना
Shriman Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki, Gantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki, Gaur Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam. The 10th canto, and it is chapter 8. The Lord Krishna shows the universal form. I was hoping to get, can I get a Bhagavad Gita as well?
Yeah.
Let's get my glasses. And I'm going to read just a few verses towards the end of that, and of course and then I'm going to read one purport from among those verses.
Something.
Yeah. I had this all picked out earlier, so just taking it out again.
What does it say, Prabhu? What is it about?
It is about Drona and Dara. Yeah.
Drona and Dhara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got it actually. It's text 48.
48. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 10, 8, 48.
So do we go through the verses, the Sanskrit as well?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Shishukuvacha
Vacha
Drono Vasunam Pravaro
Drono Vasunam Prabharo
Daraya Bharyaya Saha
Naraya Bharyasaha
Karishyamana Adesham
Karishyamana Risham
Brahmanastam Uvachaha
Brahmanasam Vachaha
Shishukuvacha
Shishukuvacha
Drona Vasunam Pravaro
Drono Vasunam Pravaro
Daraya Bharyaya Saha
Naraya Bharyasaha
Karishyamana Adesham
Karishyamana Risham
Brahmanastam Uvachaha
Brahmanastam Vachaha
Shishukuvacha
Shri Shukuvacha
Drono Vasunam Pravaro
Drono Vasunam Prabharo
Daraya Bharyaya Saha
Naraya Bharyasaha
Karishyamana Adesham
Karishyamana Adeshan
Brahmanastam Uvachaha
Brahmanastam Vachaha
Shri Shukuvacha
Shri Shukuvacha
Drono Vasunam Pravaro
Drono Vasunam Prabharo
Dharya Bharyaya Saha
Naraya Bharyasaha
Karishyamana Adeshan
Karishyamana Adeshan
Brahmanastam Vachaha
Brahmanastam Vachaha
Shishukuvacha
Shri Shukuvacha
Dronavasunam Pravaro
Drono Vasunam Prabharo
Bharaya
धरया भारया सह करिष्यमाणादेशां ब्राह्मणस्तमुवाचः श्रीशुकोवाच द्रोणो वसूनां प्रवरो धरया भारया सह करिष्यमाणादेशां ब्राह्मणस्तमुवाचः श्रीशुकोवाच द्रोणो वसूनां प्रवरो धरया भारया सह करिष्यमाणादेशान् ब्राह्मणस्तमुवाचः श्रीशुकोवाच द्रोणो वसूनां प्रवरो धरया भारया सह करिष्यमाणादेशान् ब्राह्मणस्तमुवाचः
Shri Sukovacha.
Shri Sukovacha.
Shri Shukadev Goswami said.
Shri Shukadev Goswami said.
Drona.
Drona.
By the name Drona.
By the name Drona.
Vasunam.
Vasunam.
Of the 8 Vasus.
Of the 8 Vasus.
Type of demigod.
Type of demigod.
Ravara.
Ravara.
Who was the best?
Who was the best?
Dharaya.
Dharaya.
Vittara.
Vittara.
Bharyaya.
Bharyaya.
His wife.
His wife.
Saha.
Saha.
With. Karishyamanaha.
Karishyamanaha.
Just to execute.
Just to execute.
Adeshan.
Adesham.
The orders.
The orders.
Brahmana.
Brahmana.
Of Lord Brahma.
Of Lord Brahma.
Tam. Unto him.
Unto him.
Uvacha.
Uvacha.
Said.
Said.
Ha.
Ha.
In the past.
In the past.
Shukadev Goswami said, to follow the orders of Lord Brahma, Drona, the best of the Vasus, along with his wife Dara, spoke to Lord Brahma in this way. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to finish off the text till the end of the chapter, and then I'm going to come back on one of the purports. I'm not going to take this particular purport. It's an important part of, it's the 10th canto whereby Srila Prabhupada is still translating the 10th canto. Because after this, after chapter 14, I think, after chapter 13, then Srila Prabhupada leaves this planet, and then it's taken over by the other devotees. And it's a very kind of poignant time as well, because we've often seen pictures of Srila Prabhupada, and he's practically just not able to move on his bed, but he's still translating and giving the purports to the Bhagavatam. So it's you can imagine these are some of the last purports that Srila Prabhupada will write at this time, and so each word here is hugely important. You could say every word all the time is hugely important, but this is Prabhupada just coming to the end of his pastimes here in this world, and he's speaking some amazing truths. So that's kind of like the setting. That's why I just want to just finish off this particular verses and then go back to one of the purports. I'll tell you which one it is now. So Sukadev Goswami said, to follow the orders of Lord Brahma, Drona, the best of the Vasus, along with his wife Dara, spoke to Lord Brahma in this way. In the translation, Drona and Dara said, this is text 49, please permit us to be born on the planet Earth, so that after our appearance, the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, the Supreme Controller and Master of all planets, will also appear and spread devotional service, the ultimate goal of life, so that those born in this material world may very easily be delivered from the miserable condition of materialistic life by accepting this devotional service. So there's two
two references to devotional service there. That the master of all planets will appear and spread devotional service, and the conditioned souls will be delivered from the material miserable condition by accepting this devotional service. Okay, the next text 50. When Brahma said, "Yes, let it be so," the most fortunate Drona, who was equal to Bhagavan, appeared in Vrajapur, Vrindavan, as the most famous Nanda Maharaj, and his wife Dara appeared as Mother Yashoda. Text 51. Thereafter, O Maharaj Parikshit, best of the Bharatas, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead became the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they maintained continuous, unswerving devotional love in parental affection. And in their association, all the other inhabitants of Vrindavan, the Gopas and the Gopis, developed the culture of Krishna Bhakti. Text 51. Thus the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, along with Balaram, lived in Vrajabhumi Vrindavan, just to substantiate the benediction of Brahma. By exhibiting different pastimes in his childhood, he increased the transcendental pleasure of Nanda and the other inhabitants of Vrindavan. So there, I'm going to go to text 51 again, and then the purport. Although when the Supreme Personality of Godhead stole the butter, curd, and milk of the neighboring Gopas and Gopis, this teasing superficially seemed troublesome. In fact, it was an exchange of affection in the ecstasy of devotional service. The more the Gopas and the Gopis exchanged feelings with the Lord, the more their devotional service increased. Sometimes we may superficially see that a devotee is in difficulty because of being engaged in devotional service. But the fact is different. When a devotee suffers for Krishna, that suffering is transcendental enjoyment. Unless one becomes a devotee, this cannot be understood. When Krishna exhibited his childhood pastimes, not only did Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda increase their devotional affection, but those in their association also increased in devotional service. In other words, persons who follow the activities of Vrindavan will also develop devotional service in the highest perfection. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Stapitam Yena Bhutare Swarupadamyam Dadati Sampadantikam Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutare Shrimani Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Chacharane Nirvishya Krishna Vadyam Vachastya Shukatare. So, Hare Krishna. The last sentence of that purport. In other words, persons who follow the activities of Vrindavan will also develop devotional service in the highest perfection. So we also want to be in that situation. We want to hear about the pastimes of Krishna and develop attachment. It's amazing that this is the 10th canto. This is like the culmination of all the other cantos, and it is all about the activities of Krishna, and it's all about Krishna's pastimes. And all throughout the other cantos, we're being described different aspects of Krishna's appearance. Krishna appearing as Lord Varaha, as Lord Vamana, as as Lord Nishingadev. He's appearing as is empowering King Prithu. He's appearing eventually towards the 9th canto as Lord Ramachandra. So there's all the different descriptions of Krishna's appearance, and then it comes to the 10th canto, And the whole reason for all these descriptions previously is that we get how great Krishna is, you know, and that we're left in no doubt that this is Krishna. He's the culmination of all the other avatars, and they're all appearing in the person of Krishna, the personality of Krishna. Although Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they don't even understand that this is Krishna. They just think that this is their son. He's some extraordinary personality who has appeared in their village, and they all become totally absorbed in him. But we'll notice that in the Bhagavad Gita, this is the preliminary study of the Bhagavatam. Krishna is explaining throughout that the highest perfection in Krishna consciousness is to meditate upon Krishna, to meditate upon him. And the Bhagavad Gita is like the preliminary understanding of Krishna. Krishna is giving the basics, getting the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. He's getting that in. He's getting the basics in there. But yet, when you actually really study it, and Srila Prabhupada gives the purports, the whole of the Bhagavatam is in there as well. It's constantly manifest. And so I'm kind of going to do a little bit of that today. I'm going to kind of go from one level to understanding Krishna and Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan, which is the highest, and then to the idea of trying to meditate on Krishna, trying to stop the mind from meditating on so many other things, because we would like to always be thinking about Krishna, but we have to also remember that we're still in the material world and we're trying to purify ourselves from the material things. And this is what Krishna is trying to do in the Bhagavad Gita. He's trying to, well, he's not trying to, but he is. Krishna, what's that verse? It's a brilliant verse about how Krishna, just by doing things, it happens automatically. No, it's in the one of the Upanishads. I think it's in the Svabhavaki Kyana Pala Kriya Cha. Anyway, my memory is so bad. I learned this verse in Vrindavan and I said, wait, I know it. And then when it comes to it again, I can't even remember the first one. Anyway, it was enjoyable at the time. But it means that Krishna can do anything at any time. He doesn't have to work hard. Like I have to, for instance, to come here this morning, I have to set my alarm clock, I have to do this, just to come in here on time. But Krishna, it's all just happening automatically. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, that's the line number 3 and line 4. I'm not going to get it now, but yeah, I'll find it. At the end. But yeah, that's one of the the verses or the text. So Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, he's explaining to us how we can control the mind. One should not be distracted by the mind. The mind can be the greatest friend or the greatest enemy. So he's trying to get us to focus. And so I want to take, if anyone wants to follow, it's in Bhagavad Gita text, chapter 6, text 11 and 12. And it's called Dhyana Yoga. It's meditating on Krishna. To practice yoga, one should go to a secluded place and should lay kusha grass on the ground and then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should be neither too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and practice yoga to purify the heart by controlling the mind, senses and activities and fixing the mind on one point. One should hold one's body, neck and head erect in a straight line and stare steadily at the tip of the nose. Thus, with an unagitated, subdued mind, devoid of fear, completely free from sex life, one should meditate upon me within the heart and make me the ultimate goal of life. So this is again the same thing. Krishna is trying to get us to meditate on him. Now, Prabhupada does something quite, it's not extraordinary, but it's quite typical of Prabhupada in these purports. Can anyone guess what Prabhupada says in these purports?
We cannot, I mean, this is not practical.
Yes, it's not practical at this age. And then what does he say? He says we should chant Hare Krishna. You know, so many verses about chanting Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is, you know, explaining Bhagavad Gita and making it, in that sense, very easy for us. Because Krishna is going to do the same thing. You know, he's going to say it in 1865, 1866, Sarva Dharma Parityam, give up all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. And he's going to say it at 647. Yogi Nama, this is at the end of all this chapter. Krishna's going to say, Yogi Nama Sarvesham, Madhgatanatra Atmana. What's the next line? 647. Can't get it.
6.4.
Shraddhavan Bhajateyo Mam Same Yuktatamo Mataha. And of all yogis, the one with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service unto me. He is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So Krishna's really kind of making the case here. And we can see the ultimate is like the inhabitants of Vrindavan, where they're just in love with Krishna, just constantly thinking Krishna in so many of the different relationships. And that's for us as well, and that is the goal of our whole Krishna consciousness movement. Prabhupada will say that is that so that we're also thinking about Krishna. He says to us 24 hours a day. And the whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and we're going to be celebrating Gaur Purnima next Thursday. And the whole purpose is that we're meditating on Krishna. And it's not that we have to forcibly do it. It will come automatically. Now that will take some time, but Krishna is telling us the practices that we need to do for that to happen. And Prabhupada is telling us that as well. So I want to go back again to the 6th chapter, and as I want to go to 624, chapter 624. I won't read the Sanskrit, but it says, one should engage oneself in the practice of yoga with determination and faith, and not be deviated from the path. One should abandon without exception all material desires born of mental speculation, and thus control all the senses on all sides by the mind. So there's Krishna again. He's kind of coming down to the earth. He's with us in Bhagavad Gita. He's telling us how to live our lives at this particular moment in time, in this 2025 in Dublin, Middle Abbey Street. He's explaining to us. He's coming down. He's speaking to Arjuna, but he's speaking to us. He's saying that we should control our senses on all sides, and we should give up all mental speculation born from sense gratification and control the senses on all sides by the mind. I wanted to stop on this verse because in the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada quotes Rupa Goswami, and I don't know, somehow or other this stuck with me from the very, very first day I joined the temple, but the first couple of weeks anyway. This verse just stuck with me. I don't know why it did, but it was very powerful. And it is from the Upajashamrita, text number 3. Utsaha nischayat daryat tat karma pavartanat sangatagat satodate sadvir bhakti prasidati. And it says, one can execute the process of bhakti yoga successfully with full-hearted enthusiasm, perseverance, and determination by following the prescribed duties in the association of devotees and by engaging completely in activities of goodness. So those three things, although it's translated differently, perseverance is patience. Perseverance is really, really good. So there's the three things, and Prabhupada said, or Krishna has said that in the verse as well, that one should practice with enthusiasm, one should be super enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness. It actually, what that does, it clears out all the cobwebs of the mind. Will I do this or will I do that? Should I do this or should I do that? Will I go here or will I go there? No, just get your service and do it enthusiastically. Let's do it. Let's go for it. So the enthusiasm is a super energy that's there. It's there materially and it's there spiritually. And the next one is perseverance or patience. Yeah, I kind of, the start I was wondering, patience? What does it mean by patience? But after 40 years practicing, I kind of, oh yeah, I get it now. Okay. Patience, it's not going to happen overnight. It means that you're going to have to stick at this, you have to go for this with real full-hearted determination. And that is, that's the real nectar, actually. It's that, I'll come to this in a while because the next one actually is determination. Now determination means that, I give this example a lot. An Olympic runner, he runs 26 miles and 385 yards. I don't know if they converted it into meters anymore, but anyway, that used to be the measurement. And in 1 century, there's 25 of those who will be an Olympic champion. Now, can you imagine what they have to practice to win the Olympics? So listen, we're doing much more than an Olympic marathon and winning it. To be devotees, we're doing even much more than that. So we have to have super determination. We have to really, really put in an effort. And Prabhupada says, an easygoing life and Krishna consciousness go ill together. They don't go together. It's and I'm saying that because if you put the effort in now, you won't regret later on that you didn't put in the effort. Because you'll think that, later on you think, God, I was just messing around there. Why did I not take it seriously? You will think like that. So don't act now so you don't think like that later. And the reason I'm saying that is because the benefits are huge. The benefits and the experience of what's been described about in this purport that we read originally, that persons who follow the activities of Vrindavan will also develop devotional service in the highest perfection. In other words, we won't have to force ourselves anymore. We will be experiencing the level of of service to these great devotees. We'll be experiencing that in an automatic way. You cannot. You see, it's like a plant. If you put a seed in the ground, which we have done many times in our plot out in Newbridge, it's not going to become a plant overnight. There's a natural progress that it has to go through before it becomes an actual plant and before it bears fruit. Except of course when Lord Chaitanya would put a mango seed in the ground and then out of the mortar becomes a mango tree and you can immediately take mangoes from it. That's a difference. But for us, we have to do it this way. It has to come gradually. But it's like a Boeing 747 or whatever. These when it's taking off, most of the energy of the diesel or whatever it uses, petrol for planes, is used at the start in taking off. You have to put so much energy to get it off the ground, and then once it's in the air and it's cruising, no problem. It's using only a tiny little bit of energy. It's just kind of cruising along, But that's the time that we have to put in the energy. And it's lucky that when we're younger, that's the time when we have a lot of energy, and we perform all these devotional services and so on. It's a powerful time, and so that determination needs to be there to early on, so that we will be kind of cruising later on, and that's what Krishna is saying here. Now, Krishna is also still explaining to us. I'll actually go back to a very famous verse in the Bhagavad Gita, and I don't know the Sanskrit of it. It's in actually. It's just, it talks about the mind is the greatest friend and the greatest enemy.
6.3 and 6.42. 6.6 it is.
6.6, okay. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends, and for one who has failed to do so, the mind remains the greatest enemy. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. So Krishna again he's kind of like he's the biggest trainer. Do you know what I mean? He's like our personal trainer. He's telling us to control the mind, like, this is it, guys, you've got to do this, you know, to do this. And then he said that the super soul already reached. And he talks about the real bliss that we experience when we can do this, you know. And it's like, and we'll see this later on. This is the difference. This is what we have to explain to other people about Krishna consciousness. Because people talk about happiness. How can I be happy in this world? You know, how can I be happy? And we're saying to them, you can't be happy because this world is like dukkhalayam shashvatam. It's miserable. It is temporary. And then they'll feel even worse. Oh, really? You know? And then we have to say, no, but there's a higher happiness there. It's the happiness of the soul. And this is the real thing that you have to get. So we have to be enthusiastically telling people that. And Krishna, the way that Krishna is telling us that, Krishna is telling us that in the same way. He's explaining to us, and Prabhupada, oh man, like Prabhupada he just takes us to the highest level, you know, just by explaining to us the bliss of Krishna consciousness in all of these purports, every word, every sentence. Prabhupada is like he's completely beyond, you know, and he's encouraging people. This is why so many people, they left total sense gratification and they all ran after Prabhupada. They ran after him. They ran all over the world. They didn't have an idea about Krishna consciousness, and yet they were opening temples, you know. How did they do that? Because Prabhupada was on this level that he was, you know, extracting every ounce of spiritual energy from them, you know, and he brought them to the highest level, you know, and for the rest of their lives, lots of these devotees, they were in a trance. They're in an absolute trance for having met this unbelievable personality. You know, there's one verse from Ranchor. He's written it in this book, Ranchor, you know, about the Prabhupada in England. And at the end of the book, it's as though he's just recalled all Prabhupada's activities when he was in England. You know, the many times he was there. And at the end of it, he's almost forlorn. He's lost. Now he's gone. And all we've got left is these memories. And then he goes back into the memories again, and you know, again he becomes excited again. And the same thing, you see it in Mukunda Maharaj's book, which is Miracle on 26 Second Avenue. You know, and he goes through the times when he was with Prabhupada, and you know, he was there from the very, very beginning. You know, when Prabhupada came, even before he was on 26 Second Avenue, Mukunda Maharaj met him in this loft in the Bowery, the most, you know, fallen place on the planet. And there's this saint here who's glowing and performing miracles there, you could say, and transforming all those devotees. And then Mukunda Maharaj himself, he got this place on 26 Second Avenue. He found it. He was a great organizer. So he found this place for the devotees to go and for Prabhupada to set up the place. I was there last year. It's ecstatic. It's an amazing place, you know. And there's the devotees have the storefront, but on the first floor there's the room where Prabhupada has, but you can't go there because someone has rented it. You know, devotees don't have that place yet. But when you go into the courtyard and you just look up at this place, it's there. This is where Prabhupada was. And then when you go into the temple room, there's all these pictures around of what happened there, and then you realize that all of these devotees were there, and they were, you know, this is where the origins of the Krishna consciousness movement happened, you know, and so Mukunda Maharaj, he was there that very time. But then what he did, he went over to the West Coast and went to California, and again, he drummed up the support of so many devotees, and then when Prabhupada came over there from New York, again there was another ecstatic explosion of Krishna consciousness there. And then Mukunda Maharaj was in the next explosion when they went to England and they met the Beatles, and they set up the whole the very place. Prabhupada went there and conquered there as well. Lord Jagannath went there and conquered. It was much more important than Wellington or the statue in Trafalgar Square or whatever. So these are the things that these amazing devotees actually experienced. And and Mukunda Maharaj wasn't on the next one, but Shyama who was on the second one, he writes about then when Prabhupada then he went back to India and did this incredible conquest as well, and then within a few years he set up the 3 major temples. We know what it's like to try to get a temple in Dublin. We're here and we're trying to buy a bit of land, and Prabhupada had got land and built these extraordinary temples. There was a person came up the stairs yesterday. He said, "Yeah, I'm from Juhu. This is where we have this wonderful temple there, And he's saying, my whole family, I was the Gurukul there, and he was just shouting going up the stairs, and he had his family, and they were all reciting verses. They were reciting the first line of the Gayatri mantra, He chanted about 4 or something, It was just, he's so enthusiastic, and so Prabhupada again his extraordinary pastimes that he performed there, and we can still get those pastimes now. But he's speaking about the highest pastimes in Vrindavan, And then he talks about the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which we're going to experience later on, later in the week. If we can, absorb ourselves fully in these activities, and that's why it's such an important thing in this in our yatra. That we have this morning program, that the devotees in this I won't get too bad about Kali Yuga, but in this horrible place, it's shining, it's sunshine today. Surprise. It's not covered over with clouds and whatever, but we've made a mark. We have this program every day, and we have this program on Sunday. This is a huge victory, actually, because it wasn't going on a few years ago. It wasn't going on. It's a huge victory to do this, and so we kind of set we've reached the North Pole. We put the flag down. So now we're going to develop. We're going to develop the place, make it even more nectarine, to transform this material world into the spiritual world. That's the goal. That's what we have to do. This is the mission that we have for Srila Prabhupada, to do this. And we do this in so many ways. Mukunda Maharaj was the excellent communicator. He was our first communications general, and he still. I talked to another communications general, which is I'm sure we should bring over here someday. Is Shanika Rishi Prabhu. He's from County Wexford. County Wexford is down the country. We think that in Dublin we think, he's from Wexford. He's one of these guys from the country. Shanika Rishi joined this movement 78, 79, and when we were being attacked by the powers that be, I don't kind of get into bashing the other religions that were here at the time. It's not my business to do that. But when I joined the Hare Krishna movement, the first week, the headlines, not just on page 4, the headlines of the newspaper was Hare Krishna kidnaps baby. Can you imagine what my mother felt when she saw that her son has just joined this movement, of course there was a backstory to it. The backstory is that one of the devotees, he met this girl who was a nurse, and she wanted to become a devotee. Now her marriage failed her, but she wanted to join the temple. So so they got a little, was a little kind of mobile home outside the temple, and she lived there, and so, you know, she was hoping to become a devotee, whatever, but she had a child, but her parents one night came into the temple, and because she was out in the courtyard, we were living at the temple, the parents came in, grabbed the child, ran out, locked the gates so that no one could follow them, and drove off with the child. It was nothing to do with Hare Krishna. No, this was in it was in Temple Oak. Temple Oak in Dublin 16. Yeah. Yeah, it was in excuse me. It was in Knockline Road, and then you know, the devotees were locked in, couldn't follow or anything like that. I still remember the girl coming in. She was calling for her fiance. Sean, quick! I remember we were in the middle of the night, and we woken up to this girl was crying because her baby was taken, you know. But anyway, that was the kind of atmosphere that was going on at that time, you know. And what happened was a couple of years later, they actually they took our charity status away. You know, the government took our charity status away. But Shaunaka Rishi Prabhu, very intelligent gentleman, very intelligent. He joined when he was 18 actually. He joined straight away. He didn't go to college or anything like that. He just joined the movement, and what he did was he very smart guy. He got he wrote to all the different universities around the world which were favourable. He got all the professors of religion of all those universities to write letters to the minister or to the Prime Minister in Ireland, explaining that, you know, how can you take away the charity? This is a bona fide religion. And one thing after the other, he raised a whole campaign, and eventually within 18 months the charity status was brought back again, you know. And so it was incredible. And of course he had I would always say, they say this word, he's a brass neck. And at one time I was travelling home, there was a communications conference in Radhadesh, and I was travelling home with Shaunaka Rishi, and we were on the plane, and it so happened that the Prime Minister was on the same plane. And so Shaunaka Rishi, of course, bald as brass, walked up to the Prime Minister, sat down beside the Prime Minister, because, you know, the Prime Minister there's a little kind of protection around, but he saw nobody beside him, so Shaunaka goes over and said, "Do you remember that time when you took away our charity status?" And of course the Prime Minister, he couldn't remember the time. Oh no, I don't remember that. And of course Shaunaka kind of gave him an edge. Oh, it must have been one of your, you know, other ministers did it, you weren't aware of it, you know. But he was talking away to him, you know, and it's very, very powerful actually. But when Shaunaka Rishi, he told me one time that Mukunda Maharaj had said to him that when Prabhupada was coming to England, he always wanted to have some place in Oxford, you know, because was in India, you know, Prabhupada's parents, or his uncles, not his parents, not his dad, but his uncle wanted him to go to England to study in Oxford or Cambridge. So Oxford and Cambridge was always in the ether at the moment. So Prabhupada thought, yes, it would be nice to have a program in Oxford, whatever. So Mukunda Maharaj, he actually arranged a program for Prabhupada in Oxford, and Prabhupada enjoyed it immensely, as 1,000 students came there and whatever. But many years later, Shaunaka was asking Mukunda Maharaj, because Shaunaka was brilliant with universities, professors. I'll give you an example, because I had just been in college, and I had an English professor who I got on quite well with. He was a James Joyce professor, W.B. Yeats, famous guy. And Shaunaka, of course, tapped me into getting in touch with him to come and say some favourable things, you know. And Shaunaka, you know, got on very well, you know, knew him very well, and got him to write very favourable things. And he got on with the English professor, Brendan Keneally, here in TCD as well. So he was kind of on and Shaunaka, as I said earlier, he never went to college or anything like this. But when Mukunda Maharaj said to him one time, this is many years later, Shaunaka was asking him, should I should I try to do something in Oxford? And McCurry Marsh says, Prabhupada wanted this. This is what he wanted. He wanted this to happen. He wanted something to happen in Oxford. So Shonika kept working away, and now he had started his own college in Oxford. The Oxford Department for Hindu Studies, and he has a whole house there in the middle of Oxford, and it is a whole course. He does all these devotees from all around the world. They can go there and get a degree in theology just by going to this college. So it shows you how Prabhupada's will coming to the disciples, coming to the devotees, how powerful this is. So Prabhupada also wants us to actually do this here in Ireland, in Dublin. He wants us to develop some of these amazing things. And I think we're starting to do this as well. We had this lady who was here yesterday doing this interviews. She's a student, or she's in UCD, yeah. And she's doing her masters there, but she's got connections there in the colleges and whatever. And these are the things that we should be kind of developing to try to make an impression in society. Because probably if you read his purpose in his books, he doesn't just want us to be a religion here in Ireland, another religion. He wants us to influence society. He wants us to bring in this powerful Krishna consciousness, which can help all the struggling, suffering people here in this world. And the bonus to it is, and I didn't really even get to that in what we were getting, but the bonus is that we can experience the highest bliss while we're doing this. While we're preaching this Krishna consciousness, we will be experiencing the highest bliss. And yesterday when we were on Harinam, we're nearly finished, but I'll go to a long story, a short long story. We were just chanting here the other day on the Friday program. We did a nice talk on Bhagavad Gita, and then the kirtan. It started a bit slowly. It was only myself and Ivan, and it used to be Ishwar Puridas. There used to be probably a lot more people there at the time. But anyway, we started, and gradually people started to come in, and the kirtan was nice. But on a personal level, I felt a little bit bad because I was thinking that we have this program and not many people are coming, and I was feeling a little bit negative in myself for that this hasn't kind of developed. I was hoping it would develop more or something, or that the bliss in the kirtan is there, and I was very this is a bit of I was very proud of my dear son who chanted out towards the end, and he was it was really he's been chanting. He was sitting on the seat when he was 2, and he had the mridanga and he could barely get his hands around it. So he has this love of kirtan. He just transforms when he starts to play kirtan, and I know when he's really happy, and this is when he's at his happiest, when he's chanting, and he was singing these amazing melodies. He was playing drums. He was just totally absorbed. He was totally absorbed. And then yesterday, when we went onto the Harinam, again there was only a few of us at the start, but then it started to blossom out, and suddenly the whole place was full of all these devotees. There was women with children. There was there was everybody, and then at the end, two of the ladies started to sing. One was holding, no, she wasn't holding the baby, but there was. I just felt this, what is being explained about here. I'm not saying I experienced this at all, or that it's an amazing feeling, but all I can say is that it does become automatic. You start to meditate on Krishna, Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtan. Krishna, he descends into this when the holy name is being sung. This is why I'm getting onto Gorpani this week. When the holy name is going on, and it is being shared, with in this world in so many ways, through the communications, through book distribution, the Brihat Madanga. There's so many ways in which we distribute Krishna consciousness, by strengthening the conviction of the devotees, by practicing sadhana, but as Prabhupada and as Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita. Then the jewel, the nectar comes when the automatic pastimes of Krishna, like it's the name, form, qualities and pastimes. This is what Prabhupada said from the beginning. We're chanting this name 16 rounds every day. So gradually, the name, the form, and this is what's going to be spoken about in Bhagavad Gita here. Krishna says, just meditate on me, meditate on my form. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. This is what Krishna consciousness is. We're meditating on Krishna in his vast aspects, so many aspects. So the name, the form, the qualities and pastimes. We will be like the residents of Vrindavan. This is what we're being promised. This is what Prabhupada gave us. So we all we have to do is to put it into practice, and it will happen. But we have to strive strenuously. Not like these yogis. They have to go push across on the ground, go to the Himalayas. But we have to be determined in our sadhana and in our spiritual life. Is there any comments, any questions, anything else? Anything? The real pasta we're going to have now is prasadam. Because I know every Sunday the cooks are down there, they're working away, and so it's a great exchange. It's exchanging of prasadam. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Space Mana Prabhu ki
Jai. Mahasachade Govinde Nama Brahmane Vaishnave Swalpa Punyam Vatam Rajan Vishwasvaneva Jayate Sharira Vidyajan Yorendriya Tahe Fal Jive Phele Vishe Sagre Lobo mohe sudharmati Taake jeta karin sansare Krishna bodo doya mohe Shivaja Swaprasadan dilo bhai Seya naam rispao Shri Radha Krishna gun gao Deveda ko Chetan Nidai Jai Nidai Jai Nidai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srimad Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai. Shri Panchakattu Bhagwan ki jai.